into the next game, and things are going so well at the top, but it's a duel by a lot of different people. We have Smacked going back to back against Frist in multiple games, getting a lot of E-lives in the last game as well. I mean,
a little bit faster. Mongrel's left slightly behind.
Already though, there's two snakes after Epic Whale, but thankfully he has enough mats to box up, and Mongrel goes through. Yes, two back to back. One is Wolfie, who we saw earlier, and then Epic Whale. Mongrel out positions them, even though he had the worst drop, playing the Authority to a T.
That mythical jump gun. Animals here, who's already picked up 2 eliminations of his own in the Authority while this match started off. So 4 people down. No one actually has that jump gun just yet. Animal's waiting. This wall's weak though. He's on the box right beside Mongrel. Has the edit, does a little bit of damage, but that's all up to who's actually going to engage first. Mongrel's looking for shots, lands a few. Winning this will be huge. Retune into Caddy though, more action going down. TFTI will delay who wants to get both the vault control and Caddy's launcher. Using a harpoon. It's all he has, just 14 bullets in his burst AR. This is... I already know what happens when someone gets into that porta potty. Okay.
This player, I haven't quite seen him, but it's Bronos who has control, and it's Bronos who will land on the head of the player we were watching dip and dive and duck through.
Maybe that changes as Steens is still at this POI. I'm still curious as to how that Authority fight is going to be going down. I haven't seen any of those eliminations in the feed just yet, so box to box, there might still be threats. We saw Mongrel get taken out. Big shots here from Bronas. Back-to-back charge pumps from Kit's charge shotgun. He takes out Steens, and now he controls everything. Double peppered, though. That'd be overkill.
A decent reason, although Cozy is still lurking, and I'm very, very scared if I'm Bronos. I was thinking that he wants to take the harpoon and loot something else. Mongrel does get Animal down, and he wins the Authority, but he unfortunately loses the vault, loses Jules' loot, because we heard the glider gun instantly go away. And yes, with a couple crash pads, Kaz is still not into the fray, and I think he wants to, yes, as he hears both sides crack their shields. This means a big opportunity for possibly 2 elims. Yes, the hunting rifle shot out the air, and he will finish up Bucky too. Perfect timing and perfect position for Kaz to be able to come in and get the freest 2 elims in the game, and also on Bucky to possibly put him down. Mongrel is still going though, and I think he might have spotted the player with the glider gun. It's Carves on the backside. He's got him low, he's got him white HP, he's trying to build out. He's got the EU ping, but I don't think that's stopping him from possibly taking high ground. Here's a crash pad play potentially to get in this box. I think Surge might just also potentially start running out of mats as he switches all the way to wood. Burst SMG on the top, but still not able to find anything, not able to phase in, but there it is. No more materials, or can't edit quick enough, and Mongrel is on 4.
One thing to mention too, we were looking at it on all sides of the map. If you're giving people just slightly a little bit of room, a little bit of confidence, it's gonna be so bad. Reverse, possibly lagging out at the final moment at a crucial spot where he's not boxed up. Looks like Sunscript has no more shields left either. The Jack is finally, I think, awake, ready to beam. Zone is coming in. Sunscript very low, but now both players are gonna be at 200 effective HP. The advantage Jack had might not actually be that advantageous.
No, especially as the zone overtakes and Bevy's trying to get way, way, way out of here, though beams in the back could be. I'm not sure if in that replay it was only at 11 points, so I wanted to make sure that that was definitely old. So he's up there, man. We are going to have possibly both Benji Fishy and Mongrel. Right now, they're on pace to qualify for NA East Grand Finals, and you can imagine what that means, because the last time we had any significant amount of EU players in an NA East Grand Finals, they showed up strong and won 3 out of 6 of the games back in the original Elite Cup. Sly hits some nice shots. Not sure how consequential that will be over time, but at least gives him another 5 points, and he's still chasing one down. That vault is still closed, so that's what Mongrel's waiting for, just like I said before. And I would love if production can maybe just click on Brian real quick to see if that man has the card, and if he's waiting to see if there's anybody who's going to make a noise, or if he's doing exactly what Mongrel is doing, which is waiting. In the bottom left, we saw the replay of Zexro getting 2 elims. Look at where the zone is. Sherrod on the KJ. And he will connect, but there's so many people right here, right now. Tragics comes in with another win, 5 elims.
Right now, you know, might have to just look at a black screen for a couple of seconds before getting to his next game because he's getting beamed way straight down. Some struggles getting into zone. But what a masterpiece. What a painting, really. I'm looking at a lot of arrows already situated near the central zone. Too many to count. I think this is probably already the whole server already in boxes. The third zone hasn't even closed in. I know what this game is. We talked about highways in the beginning. Switch it over. This is an F1 formula track and definitely a pit stop moment. You have to be able to just go over this hurdle perfectly. There's a bunch of people who are 60 points, 70 points, not the same caliber as Mongrel, as many other people we're seeing at 130.
And it is under surge, so we don't have to worry about that at all. Is revealed now. Moment of silence as everybody tries to determine how is their path forward. Jack is in this game. Kaz, who we saw get the 2 elims, 1 on Bucky. Vevi in this game too. Top 3 is in here, Shio.
Okay. And some of those top 3 haven't really done much. They've been chilling, as are we, as is this whole server. Not many shots have been taken.
Jack, we haven't seen at the top, but he was there yesterday in Heat 2. There we now get the 5th zone. At least I pay attention to it for the first time. It's all the way down south, and there's a couple crash pads for Mongrel. Good rotate so far. He's going to land on the metal and go on foot from here, but attack in the back will put him, not break his shield, importantly. That makes it so that nobody's going to focus on him. He's going to be able to get the shields back up and now focus on anybody who might pressure. Going forward still again, another tag. This is the difficulty of being on high ping. Jack gets 1 Uzi, who also had a fantastic day, is making his rotate on the top side of this zone.
Look at these landings. Look at the foundation, the great wall of NAE semifinals at the DreamHack Open. All these guys fighting for that top 100 slot, and they're all connected base by base. Rated at silver in the top 50. We have Kaz, who's been dominating time and time again. Mongrel, we're finally getting an update with crash pads in tow. We didn't see that before. A max amount of minis. He actually went and got some fish before he got into zone. Him and Brian basically, I guess, splitting that vault. And Rogue Shark's taken out.
Such high hopes for him before this day, but barely getting over the top 100 to qualify for semis. And then today, I think he's had a lackluster performance. Mongrel, a little bit of trouble. He doesn't want to get in too much of a box fight on the side of zone, and I don't know if he has actually the material since he spent so much time. No, only 37 builds as this 6th zone reveals, but at least floppers. If he can find an impact, then spend some time in zone, things might be okay for Mongrel. But also no rotate. Oh, 3 crash pads. I misspoke. Maybe a little too early, and hopefully a launch pad. Yes, Jack in zone. Mongrel will drop down and fly way after him.
That's 2 players on the same sight line, the same path. Will they end up at that same location? Mongrel slightly a little bit lower, not next to the mountain where the zone might just go over, but everyone else is preparing for it. They're just right there side by side. If that happens, though, that's a lot of pressure. Carry on Mongrel's wall as more people fly over. Kaz, Vevi. Now we see Mongrel rotating. Crash pads in tow. Vevi above him with tack shots. Finally gets 1 pick on rotation. Very nice. Is that the shockwave launcher? There's no way. It is. He has rockets. He has floppers. He has the game in his hands, and Mongrel's game is now being taken possibly away from him. We tune in with Vevi. He's flubbing. I'm not sure what's going on. It might be a little bit of a blunder. We're going to wait and see exactly where he ends up. Yes, he got the shockwave launcher in his inventory. He uses it. One of those 8 rockets. He has 7 more left. Box to box with poppies. This is Wally. It is 2 tack shots. Another elimination for Vevi. This is his game to control, his game to win. There can be no more mistakes from here on out.
And with 3rd place, at least in hand for him. He was in the top 3 before this. This could be his rise up to the top. Mongrel going to drop in a box. Yes, another one. 5 elims for Mongrel on NAE servers. He picks up an RPG. That could be the response that he needs against Vevi in the final moments of this game, but also still 200 wood. Still materials to work with, even though he basically had the same thing in that 5th zone. Vevi going to get on height. Yes, almost shockwaves went off, but no. The builds are too fast. Players adapting in the front of our eyes. Mongrel gets in front of zone, but that's it. No more builds, and the RPG has to be his response.
It's a serial eliminator with explosives versus the law, all the way up top on high ground, dropping down judgment on the rest of the server. This man has a shockwave launcher. It's still active. Rockets are there. Mongrel with another big elimination with his own RPG. Match drop right beside him. That's huge. Even more rockets. Mongrel could disrupt what Vevi's trying to just put down on the rest of the server. He has 6 elims looking for more. There's so many people involved in this endgame.
But don't forget, Kaz is still up, and so is Ager. So not only is Mongrel going to have a save, but everybody else will try to end Vevi's reign with a shockwave launcher. Mongrel has to play the floppers in zone before catching up. He has a couple more. Yes, that's 2 and more materials, but there's another player in zone 2, so he has to take this, and Sly is holding him in. 14 more builds. And he's going to be able to do it, get up a little bit too, but the beams come in from Vevi, so he puts an end to that. Vevi with 4, Mongrel though ends the game in 12th place with 6 eliminations. That's a big game, a massive one, if you will. Vevi now builds a little bit more forward and still has that shockwave if he needs to end up getting a shot down on Kaz or maybe throw somebody else in zone, but Ager's still full HP and so is Uzi.
Crime never pays and justice always prevails. Vevi is just dropping down bullets from height, not showing that he has that shockwave launcher just yet. Uzi getting his wings clipped as he flies beside everyone else on low ground. Vevi is getting close and personal. He's still looking for shots. This might be slightly greedy. There could be crash pads. Aegis is all the way back in the storm. A hunting rifle shot could have ended Vevi. He didn't get a shot off there, so no elimination credit. But it's all up to him now to drop down, use these rockets in the most efficient way. Uzi trying to jump up, gets blocked, gets stopped. Vevi, the opportunity for a big 3-pointer, gets the one shot all the way up top in the sky. Fly also goes down. Super for Vevi. He has no more. He has 1 more or 2 rockets. Fall damage being avoided time and time again. It's a 1v1. The last player shot all the way in the storm, and Vevi picks things up. A perfect game, 7 eliminations. What a run.
Rounding out the top 3. Oh, actually, it's a bit different than the scores that I have right now. But here we have Nico, Frist, and Paper. But